Outdoors Delmarva covers everything outdoors,
including real hunting and fishing situations involving wildlife.
We do our best each week to bring you tasteful content,
but viewer discretion is advised.
Now enjoy the show.
We begin in the chilly waters of the Chesapeake Bay with a sea duck hunt aboard the Migrator.
Hunter Emory explains how we can stay protected in a world that comes at you faster than a gadwall.
Scorchy Talls takes us to Parksley to meet a man with a burning passion for decoys.
And we'll bundle up in Chestertown for a day of goose hunting with Chesapeake Guide Service.
Outdoors Delmarva starts right now.
Welcome to Outdoors Delmarva, the show that celebrates our communities, our cultures and traditions, and the places we call home. My name is Jason Lee.
And I'm Lauren Hitch.
Lauren, I'm so excited for this week's show. It's our waterfowl hunting special, and you know how much I love waterfowl hunting.
Yeah, you're a real quack over it.
Hey, I thought we agreed no duck puns this year.
Don't get your feathers in a ruffle, you silly goose. But if you really don't like my duck puns, you can just bill me.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And now, here are Jason Lee and Lauren Hitch.
Jason loves sea duck hunting out of layout boats so much that Captain Andy Collins couldn't wait to get him on board the Migrator.
Yeah, despite my body's reluctance to layout boat hunting, you just can't beat the view or the action. Captain, we have had a pretty good day out there today. You had me in a laydown boat.
Yeah, a little challenging.
Despite me telling you that was going to be my biggest challenge.
Right.
But got 3 scoters.
Got your limit of scoters.
The fatigue really did set in today. And the conditions were a lot better. But I think that's just part of the nature of what this hunt is.
Right. It brings its own challenge, just being in a layout boat, being on your back, trying to set up to see the ducks coming, see what direction they're coming from, riding the waves. I mean, you got the wind that's pushing at your back, obviously. You're riding in the waves with the boat. It's anchored at the bottom, so once it comes tight, it wants to pull back on it. It's a challenge.
You're really kind of pushed as far as your hunting limits go.
It's a challenge all on its own as far as how hardy the birds are, the conditions you need to hunt in for these hardy birds, and it's a whole different way of hunting.
For anybody looking for a challenge, if you're like, yeah, I like to waterfowl hunt, but it's a little boring. Like, This is not that right. At all.
No, it's its own beast. You got rough seas on the Chesapeake Bay, winds and tides get against each other. You get strong currents, pulling your decoys around, you got to use heavy weights. But as far as in-your-face action, that is where it's at.
And it was in my face at some points, because after I got my limit of scoters, we're looking for those old squalls to come through. And so all the scoters that were coming through, I just had to wait on them and wait for them to keep going. And there was a couple times I thought, they're going to attack me. That's how close they were.
Right, land right on top of you.
I would imagine that there are people lined up at the door to try to get on the Migrator and just get out there and experience that. How do people contact you in order to say, hey, get me on that boat?
We're on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, the website, Migrator Fishing Hunting LLC.com, and of course my phone number is 410-490-3199. Show up with the expectation that you don't have to do anything but get on the boat, go have a good time, and come back safely. So that's what we do.
Outdoors Delmarva will be right back. You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, which is presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Life and duck hunting have a lot of similarities, like one minute you're hanging out with your friends, and the next things are coming at you from all directions with a quickness.
So it's good to have a friend like State Farm agent Hunter Emory in your blind, or at least in your phone's contacts.
Hunter, thankfully we are inside around this fire, because when we went out in December for the duck hunt, the conditions were not that great.
Not pretty at all.
No, the rain and the wind were blowing. We had our gear on, but that when you think about going out to do something like that, you try to prepare as best you can for what you're going to face. But much like that, it didn't. We prepared as much as we could. We were still soaked.
Yeah, it was a little bit of chaos out there for us, and you know, some of the best days to go duck hunting are some of the worst weather conditions.
That's very true.
I think that's why people think duck hunters are a little crazy.
It got me thinking as we were out there. I'm like, 1 minute, if you're in a blind, you're just sitting there hanging out, and then the next minute, you got ducks. You got that action. It's coming at you fast and furious, and you got to be ready for it. A lot of that can be translated into life.
I like to think that chaos doesn't send you a calendar invite. I think the same thing could apply to duck hunting. You go duck hunting, you're getting prepared to put your decoys out, you're getting your guns ready, and you're waiting for the ducks. You don't wait for the ducks to be on you before you do that. Right. And I think with insurance, with what my job is, the same applies there. And you prepare against that chaos, you prepare for it, and that's what we like to do for our policyholders.
You almost have a crystal ball that you can see into the future. You can say, hey, look, I've seen this happen. I understand what you might be looking at or what you could be looking at down the road, and here's why these items, these levels of protection are important.
Education is big for us, and experiences we've had with our office and what we've experienced in the past with our policyholders and what they've gone through. We don't look at policyholders as writing policies on them. We look at what we can do to prepare for the unexpected and make them aware of what could be out there, the unexpected, help close those holes they might have, and make sure they're insulated and take that risk off their plate and put it on our plate as the insurance agency.
The snow, the cold, the ice, the winds.
Yeah.
At any given point, Mother Nature could say, you know what, I'm having a really bad day, and everybody else is going to have a really bad day along with me. And what you thought was a very sturdy oak tree in your yard is now leaning up against your house.
Yeah, that's the most unfortunate event. A lot, we see that all the time in our policyholders, and they're calling us wondering, do we have coverage in place? And that's over the years of education, years of preparing, years of reviews, and going through their policies like a fine-tooth comb to make sure they have that protection in place, to be able to sit there and tell them it's taken care of. We're going to cut the check and make this go away for you, make it as if it never even happened.
Even if the worst does happen, to have somebody in your corner ready to make sure that you can get your life back to where it was before the chaos hit, that's got to make somebody feel like, oh, there it is.
No one thinks about insurance until they actually are going through it. And that's what we hear from our policyholders, that thank you for being there for us in that moment. Thank you for coming out to the fire. Thank you for being there for the tree falling on our house. Thank you for being there when, unfortunately, have a loved one pass away. And that's because we took the time initially. We aren't a 1-800 number. We took the time to sit down, understand what they needed. And for them, they're not a policyholder or a policy number. They're another family. They're part of our State Farm family, our State Farm agency family. And then we've got multiple generations that are with us, and we're really proud of that, because that's people who believed in us through multiple generations, going through and experiencing the insurance world using us.
Outdoors Delmarva will be right back. You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Here on Delmarva, having a burning hot passion for birds is commonplace.
But Scorchy Taw's many Parksley man who really turns up the heat when it comes to decoys.
Honoring the life and legacy of Scorchy Taws, thanks to Bayside Jet Drive in Berlin, Maryland. Your next adventure awaits at Bayside Jet Drive, one tide at a time.
A smear of paint, the strike of a match, and swoosh. You could call it antiquing with fire.
It just gives a different texture. It gives it an old texture. And I like old things. Old things have a lot of character. And I try to give my birds a little character, I guess. And this helps.
44-year-old Bob Swain lives just outside of Parksley, Virginia. Has been in a wheelchair since 1965 as a result of an automobile accident, and with the urging of prominent carver Mark McNair of Craddockville, entered the world of carving 3 short years ago.
The first thing I did actually came out looking like a duck. It sort of surprised me. And the second thing I did, somebody wanted to buy, and it's been going on since then.
Shortly after carving his first birds, the fire idea came into play.
I use the Japan paints, and they dry quickly. But again, we get back to patience, and I don't have that. And I want them to dry quicker than they do, and so I tried just lighting it one time to see what would happen, and it left an interesting effect. Super. Simply put it on while it's still wet, just take a match and poof, you got an instant fried bird. And where it stops is where you stop it. I mean, if you let it go, you end up with nothing, obviously. And
Bob Swain has been playing with fire for quite a little spell now, and when we asked him to evaluate his work, was very modest.
But on a scale of 1 to 10, I don't think I'm up to 1 yet. I got an awful long way to go. I've only been doing this for 3 years, so I've been very, very lucky. And I'm afraid luck will run out, and then skill's got to take over. I don't know where that's going to lead me.
We'd say it's going to leave him with some very beautiful birds. Scorchy Taws wandering our Delmarvelous land for WBOC News.
Remembering Scorchy Taws is sponsored by Bayside Jet Drive. Online at BaysideJetDrive.com.
Did you know that Canada geese can eat up to 4 pounds of grass per day?
Did you know that they can weigh in as much as 20 pounds and have a wingspan of up to 6 feet wide?
And did you know that the average lifespan of a Canada goose is about 20 years, with some reports of Canada's reaching 30 years old?
Now you do.
Did You Know is sponsored by North Bay Marina. Outdoors Delmarva will be right back. You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, which is presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
I love discovering new aspects of things that I've done dozens of times.
Would one of those things be goose hunting in 17-degree weather with Chesapeake Guide Service, where they had to use chainsaws to cut a hole in the ice for the birds?
Well, yeah, it would be. Bobby was pretty cold today, very cold. But we got out there at a decent time, and we actually got it done in a decent time, and just kind of waited for the ducks to come in. They didn't really want to play ball with us today, but as far as the geese goes, you had plenty of them today.
Yep, been a slam dunk on the geese. Ducks have been hard throughout the year, sitting on big water out towards the middle of the bay. A lot of them consolidated around Easter Deck Island on the big water where a lot of us can't get to them. So it's been kind of a slow year for ducks, but the geese have been pretty much a slam dunk for us.
When it comes to weather like we've seen, especially in January, where it's just the temperatures have been bitter cold, dealing with snow, ice, how have you guys seen that kind of affect what you guys are doing?
Obviously, it locks up smaller water. In this case today, the whole Chester River is pretty much locked up, or I'd say at least it's 90% locked up. So we bring the chainsaws out, the ice eaters, the bubblers, try and make holes where we can, try and keep open water where we can, and we just kind of try and go where the big groups of birds are, whether it's on the river or whether we're holding them on a pond.
Chesapeake Guide Service has plenty of places to take clients, to take hunters that want to go out. This is just one small part. You guys have been doing this for a while.
Yep, this is our 30th year. We run, we got farms across 4 counties, Cecil, Kent, Queen Anne's, and Talbot. So we try and just cover as many bases as we can, be have as big a range as possible, just so we can stay on the birds as much as possible.
everybody seemed to be 100% invested in what we were doing. Like eyes were out, ears were open, but at the same time, it's just like, you know what, we're having a good time.
Yes, yep. Always trying to have a good time, trying to, not bring the business side into things. We really want the camaraderie and just to really just be out there enjoying outdoors and hopefully killing a couple birds.
And we killed a couple pizzas while we were in there too.
That's correct.
And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I like waterfowl hunting so much, is that it can be a social activity.
Oh, for sure.
Unlike deer hunting, where you got to be quiet.
Yeah.
You're sitting still for hours on end.
I think I look at deer hunting as kind of a relaxation period, and I look at waterfowl hunting as just an enjoyable experience overall. You can laugh, you can cut up, you can get in and out of the blind without really having to spook too much stuff.
You were knocking it out of the park with the calls today. I mean, we saw it several times. We're just like, we're just going to bring them in just to see what happens. And you were able to call them right in. They sat down, got themselves a nice front row seat to the bubbling pond, and so that to me is very impressive when someone's able to say, you know what, not only we're going to put you on birds, we're actually going to get the birds to you, and this is how we do it.
Yeah, I mean, I look at guiding as kind of an entertainment standpoint too. If not much is going on and we're limited out on geese and, we're waiting on the ducks, then hey, I'm going to try and put on a little bit of a show for you guys. That way you can see some birds work and, kind of watch them and just, stuff to pass time by, give it a little bit, more enjoyable experience.
Well, it certainly was an enjoyable experience, and I'm looking forward to doing this again with you guys because it was a lot of fun. Appreciate you putting us on the birds, and we just had a great time out here, and I'm always sad when duck season kind of comes.
Oh, me too. I mean, after guiding all year every day, I'm already, the first couple of days after season, I'm like, shoot. But it doesn't take no longer than a week, and I'm like, man, I just wish I could be back out there.
Outdoors Delmarva will be right back. You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
It's time to flip through the photo album and take a look at your latest pictures.
Thanks to our friends at North Bay Marina.
Wyatt Kaufman in Seaford had the whole crew out to knock down the geese in Laurel. Looks like quite the successful day.
6-year-old Ryan Watson of Milford flashes that smile that only comes from a duck blind.
Jaden Morton of Lincoln enjoyed a morning duck hunt, but probably not as much as his dog Stormy. This was Stormy's first hunt and was able to retrieve all 12 birds. Well done to you both.
Hunter Emory of Clayton shows off his first duck, and Jason can attest that there's nothing quite like your first one.
You'll get no argument from me, but just being in the blind with those you love, like Mark Schrader, seen here with his grandson Cabe, is the true blessing no one really talks about. And that love extends to those on 4 legs, as it's good to see Luna and Java still out getting it done.
Anna Moorhead of Salisbury sent us this photo of Oakley retrieving a goose for the first time. And we can only imagine that Oakley was probably thinking, hey mom, look, I got one.
Outdoors Delmarva viewer pictures are sponsored by North Bay Marina.
Well, that's going to do it for us this week. Thank you so much for joining us.
And thanks so much for sending in those wonderful viewer photos. If you have a photo that you'd like to submit, you can go to outdoorsdelmarva.com and click the banner at the top of the page or scan the QR code in the bottom corner of your screen.
We do hope that you'll join us right back here again next week, but until then, my name is Jason Lee.
And I'm Lauren Hitch, and we hope to see you Outdoors Delmarva.
You've been watching Outdoors Delmarva, a Draper Media production, which is proudly presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Sponsored by Bell Creek Equipment. For farm, home, or fun, Bell Creek is #1. By Range Time. Time well spent. By Hunter Emory State Farm. Your good neighbor in the outdoors. By Rudy Marine, where family boating begins. By Larry's Trading Post, located in West Ocean City with over 2,000 guns in stock. And by Bayside Jet Drive, your new adventure awaits at Bayside Jet Drive, one tide at a time.
It's where they had to use chainsaws to cut a hole in the ice for the birds.
In the ice? For the birds?
Would one of those, oh my God. Yep.
Teeth in the lips, teeth in the lips. The Human Torch
yeah, but
was
I can't
denied
feel
a
my
bed.
lips.
Want me to feel your lips for you?
No, I'll bite your finger off. Blooper.
That's real love.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day.